My name is Huhtamaki Wab. The show is called Yonaoshi and it's at Mirror at Plymouth College of Art. Having a year to work on the show has really allowed an exploration and unfolding of ideas that has felt like a process of mapping, and a process of mapping that can connect things from different timescales and locations. And I think that's evident in the show through like a wide range of references. So although the Namazu features as a symbol throughout the show, it's more of a concept of world renewal and what it means to us and in our times with the threat of ecological collapse, but has been this driving force that has allowed this process of mapping to take place. So polyrhythm features not only sonically, but as a conceptual framework for making individual works and also how the works speak to each other. If we again return to this idea of mapping as a process of exploring and unfolding the ideas within the show, we can see like these points within the map as creating rhythm, and that manifests in the show as these different references that move and dance across the works. I really wanted the audience to kind of create a cycle when viewing the work, so it felt right to have a central piece, a circular piece, that forced viewers to kind of move within their own cycle and consider this term world renewal, a cycle within that. And from that, I wanted to create works that really explored polyrhythmic and polyphonic voices to try to kind of show how these things make up this idea of a cycle of world renewal, of seasons. The central piece within the show is a double-sided painting, and one side feels really uniform and everything has its own space, it's compartmentalized, and we can kind of see a history within it of us as humans as the central actors within it. The other side of the painting depicts something darker and more mysterious, where roots of a tree almost snake around the image, and it's chaotic and it's unruly. Although the painting has two sides and is kind of presented in this binary way, I think the show takes on binary thinking, but also the challenges in how to unlearn that. So sound has been really important for me to navigate some of my experiences, and within this show it's been a way of trying to think around life matter binaries and for us to kind of feel agency within the material world. Playing the clay bowls, it's a way of giving voice, but also it's a way of performing a relation, and it's a relationship with material that also shapes us. I think if we can consider something like clay as an inert material, shaping our world and shaping how we think and perceive ourselves within this world, we can give that agency, and I think that's one step into like breaking down these life matter binaries. And I hope that like trying to break down these life matter binaries can be one thing that can take us off a course of endless extraction and destruction. So in terms of live performance, it's really activating that content of a work and bringing it into the present and into our immediate surroundings. You know, this is billed as a solo show, but you know, for me, there's not really such a thing. And there is much more obvious collaboration with musicians and with a moxibustion practitioner. There's also just the way the work has been developed is, you know, through a lot of conversations and with friends and communities that I'm involved in, and some of that being where I work and live in rural Cornwall. The burning is kind of featured in the show in multiple ways, and with a blackened burnt wood, it could be seen as like scorched earth, but it's also this technique that's used to preserve. And with a moxibustion and this burning of plant material on the skin, or in this case within the porcelain sculptures, that acts as kind of a healing technique, how we heal land, our relationship to land. So burning as a technique becomes not something really simple or binary. It works in many different ways and can be viewed in many different ways throughout the show. Donna Haraway's situated knowledge, she talks about the God trick, and she uses vision as a metaphor to think about scientific Western knowledge creation. I mean, she questions who it serves, how is it made, and she talks about this idea of the God trick as a vision that comes from above, that sees all, but is kind of detached from the experience of us, of a body. I really feel that in today's world, that God trick is playing out through data, and this kind of knowledge system that is all-seeing and completely detached from our lived experiences. Again, we have to question who that serves and what for. Data is explored within the show through different symbols, and it starts with a cuneiform tablet as a way for human societies to first collect data, and within pieces later in the show, it questions how we understand the more than human around us. If we understand it solely through data, what does that do to our relationship with the more than human?